And we've got bananas in chat, which means that we're live on the twitch.tv/theassumer. Thank you for those bananas, I appreciate it. The challenger says no music. I'm sorry, in my streams I play music. And we got a bone! We got a bone today. I'm going to try and keep this in my hotbar. Challenge thyself. Immediately I thought it might have something to do with dogs, but I mean I could... Hello doggy. Do you want this bone? Well then, let's crack on with a stream. Joe was streaming before me, it's part of a Hermitcraft live stream day. I think Rendog is streaming after me. We're being raided! Oh my goodness me, I never expected that. Of all the things. It's a Joe Hills raid. Of course it is. I'm being silly. I'm being a goofball. It's one of my specialities. It's one of my specialities. Thank you for the raid, Joe. Greatly appreciated. Hope you had a good time with your first stream of the Hermitcraft stream day. So welcome all the raiders. Welcome, welcome. We are going to a desert. Oh, I'm such a wally. Oh, I'm such a wally. Got no shulker. She's got no shulker pot. I haven't started streaming yet. We're not allowed to derp this early. Can I make some while I'm away? I don't even have shulker shells. Ugh. Ugh. Ugh, the derp is real. How did I not? Oh, I got all prepared earlier and I come over here and it's like... No shulker boxes. I should have some shulker boxes. It's kind of weird that I don't have any because I was using them a minute ago. Where did I put my shulker boxes? Well, anyway, peeps, there are spoilers ahead. Can you keep a secret? You know? Because this is going to ruin the next episode of Hermitcraft, these spoilers. You're going to see it and you're like, I can't watch it. I can't watch that next episode now. In fact, I'm unsubscribing. Spoilers. Oh, I can never watch an episode again. What's the point? I've seen it all in a live stream. Yeah, I had... Oh, I guess I ran out... Okay, that makes sense. I just never picked up more shulkers. Let's... we're not going to do a lot. We're gonna fill up 3 boxes today. Oh, the spoilers. Oh. Oh, just gonna click dislike and unsubscribe on that next video, X. When I see it, I'm gonna be like, oh, I was there at the stream. You're wasting my time. Odin's Dreads is here for 3 months, saying I'm so glad to be here. Glad to have you with us. Thank you for tuning in. We got Roberts Schultz here for 8 months. We got Grand Motoring here for free. Thank you, peeps, for your tremendous support. They aren't spoilers, they're exclusive previews. Sometimes they're exclusive previews. I decided it's a spoiler today. Because I didn't want to spoil my new storage area, but it's clearly been spoiled. You know? So now when you watch that episode, you're just going to feel that deep dissatisfaction, you know? You're going to contemplate, why do I? Why do I exist to watch this video and I already know what's happened? You know? Reform Julian is here for 8 months. We got, wait, did I read that one out? Because Grand Motoring is listed off. Did I read out Grand Motoring? I did. I just missed one. I just missed a name in the list. Terrible. Terrible. But I got it this time, so I forgive myself. Antonio 4230 here for 24 months. Incredible, 2 years. It's my 63115200 seconds anniversary. Wow, someone has kept a stopwatch running for a very long time. I'm suspicious of that ending in 00 though. Sounds like you used a calculator, dude. You know? Okay, now how do I deal with this situation? Like that. It's kind of weird how they were all neatly lined up and facing the same direction at first there. Deadly Wind says, loving every minute, Asuma. Keep up the good work. Thank you, my dude. Thank you. Right, there's sand that we can get in this area. I wish that everyone would like get rid of all the sand instead of like continuously flying over. Because then it'd be really cool to see what it looks like when it's all done at the end. Which I think every season of Hermitcraft we have our mining area, and I keep meaning to make like a before and after of it, and I never do. I never get around to it. Like, there's a massive area from last season that I could do a before and after. There was one in season 5. I just never get around to it for some reason. What's the stream about, says Blackfire. Today's live stream is about Hermitcraft and playing on it and interacting with all of y'all and collecting sand, which is obviously blatantly the most exciting part of it. Hey, that's not my shovel. We've got Drowsy Lapras for 2 months. Entity Cramming's here for 18 months. We've got Bumpkin DE for 5. D-Dog, 1968 with the Prime. Audio Starfish, 87 for 8 months. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Saying, X, not going to lie, you deserve all the support from everyone because you have helped a lot of people, and especially me, get through these hard times with your kind words, energetic voice, and also your interest to be healthy. Thank you. Dude, thank you for the lovely message, and I appreciate being able to make a difference. And yeah, thank you for your support. We got Cool Bobs 74326 for 2 months saying, I don't get to watch a lot of your streams, but I do have this Twitch Prime that I'm not using, so here you go. Well, thank you, Cool Bob, for the Twitch Prime. I appreciate that, and glad to have you with us on the stream today. I feel like I might have a sort of disjointed talky day or something. Maybe I should have sat down. I've been at my standing desk all day, and it does demand more energy. So who knows? Probably not going to change it. Have you caught up on any of the hermits? Ever considered? Oh, it's a this person, that person, Hermitcraft message. Have you ever considered XYZ for Hermitcraft? You know, have we considered XYZ? We considered XYY at one point in time, but then we were like, no. Jeez, I don't know. Not very funny. Who is a creator that you like that isn't a hermit, says Ranger Infinite. As someone who watches YouTube like constantly, I could rattle off all day about other creators I watch that aren't hermits, you know. What about ABC, says Indie Revolutions. Oh, not ABC. Not ABC. 1, 2, 3 though, you know. Nah, that joke's terrible. Are we going to see more guitar videos on your second channel? Incredibly unlikely. Incredibly unlikely. Commander XII is here subscribing. Thank you for your subscription. We got K Schlott gifting a sub to Jerome Giratti. Thank you so much for gifting the sub and supporting the community. We got Defense 041 with 52 months of resubscribing right there. Incredible. Chur XN has subscribed. Terrace Blight. Crocodile Pop with the 2 months. I'm quite new here, but I've enjoyed every stream so far. Thanks for brightening up quarantine. Thank you for your support. Appreciate it. Slower is here for 11 months. We got Braxy here for 2 or 3 months even, saying you inspire me to create my own worlds and serve to play with my friends and have a good time. That is awesome to hear. That is awesome to hear. Glad you've been inspired. Grey Hat is here for 9 months. Incredible. Twitch baby right there. Thank you for your support. Do you watch Minecraft YouTube or other vids, says Eleanor? I do, yeah, I do watch other videos of Minecraft YouTubers. We got Spunky Monkey here with cheers and bits saying, hey X, hope you're well. Can you sing your verse in the Hermit Gang song, please? Oh, how does it start with lyrical boxing? Let's just go for it. I think it starts with lyrical boxing, right? Lyrical boxing, dropping blows on all my foes in the G team. They're looking unclean, needing some sunscreen, getting burnt by words to hurt this herd of nerds. It's absurd how my rhymes got them injured. Danger, danger. I got lasers to cut them up like... Yeah, that's it. Danger, danger. I got lasers to cut them up like razors. It's flexing season and I got flavour. No weak defences like trenches and fences that these dense heads are presenting. They're presenting them all right. I could jump over that. I could use an ender pearl. Jeez. I love it. I love it. I put my soul and passion for rapping and rhyming into that. It may have been a cheesy, goofy little Minecraft rap, but I relished in the opportunity to write rhymes. And drop a flow, you know? If anything, I want an excuse to do more raps. More Hermitcraft raps, you know? More Hermitcraft raps, I'll type my lyrics in all caps. Oh, look at me go! Look at me go! I did a thing with my arms there, you couldn't see it, but it was probably goofy. Oh. How will you be spending your summer, says Marmot Mott. Indoors! I don't know. I don't know. You know, lockdown and all of this. I mean, even when lockdown's over, it's not over, is it? Like, I can't see certain relatives because they're at risk. And when I do see parts of my family, it's like planned. Who are you seeing in the next week or whatever? So if someone passes it, it doesn't get passed elsewhere. Like, everything's just rubbish. Oh. So who knows what I'll be doing at summer? Probably staying indoors a lot. Yeesh. Are you still panicking? Says Kaylathas. It's not a state of panic. It's an understanding that this thing just doesn't, you know, come by, lockdown, whoop-de-whoop, all done, right? It's something we live with until the vast... Either it, like, you know, it goes around enough that we have herd immunity, or we get a vaccination in. Otherwise, it's going to be a lingering threat. You know, the lockdown isn't the solution. It's the flattening of the curve. It's the, you know, trying to reduce the initial outbreak. We're going to have to continue to practice social distancing, or should we say physical distancing, and other practices. And, you know, society and the way we move forward is going to be changed. We're going to be... World Health Organization has come out recently and said everyone's got to wear face masks when they're out in public, right? Or at least that's what they're advising. And I got to say, like, I was hearing that like months ago from people in the scientific community. They were like, look, get everyone to wear masks. I wonder why it takes them so long to get to that conclusion. It's the simplest thing. You wear a mask, you reduce the risk of spreading it to another person if you happen to have it. And you can be asymptomatic. It's not like you've got it, now go wear a mask. It's just, let's all wear masks and it'll make things safer. Anyway, what's interesting about that though is that there was always a reason before this pandemic to wear a mask, because we're actually always in contact with one another, passing germs and viruses back and forth. It's like this invisible world below us that is a part of everything that goes on. You know, everyone gets sick throughout the year, right? And that's because it's probably been passed on from someone else, right? So it's going to reframe, I think, the way in which we look at that world, hopefully. But maybe not. Like, I guess, you know, before this happened, we weren't hanging out at concerts going, hang on, too many people here, what about germs and bugs? So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we did go back to normal, but it would be a great opportunity to you know, try and change things moving forward and maybe use technology. Like, I like this idea of, imagine some like Star Trek like little medical what they call it, tricorder, right? Like you scan someone. Now imagine you could scan them and like see what different viral things are inside of that person and then provide them with like cures on the go or whatever. Like, imagine that. Imagine we like got our heads around the invisible world of viruses and just could then like see it like through technology and take control of it. Which in itself might actually have some terrible negative consequences, because one thing is like we interact with stuff, we take control, and then there's usually consequences, you know, like all these fossil fuels we're burning. That looks like it's going to have some consequences, right? Maybe if we start messing around with the viral world, there'll be some unforeseen consequence, but that tends to be the ongoing process for us. It's just we solve problems and it creates more, and then we solve them and then it creates more. But slowly, over time, things generally get a little bit better. A little bit at a time. X, do you think cars will be banned? I can envision a future where cars are all electronic, but the thing with cars is like, why are they not banned? Why would they be banned? Well, vested interests, okay? Like, it's an industry. There is an immense amount of money and power and wealth behind it, so it's in the best interests for a lot of people to protect their interests, and therefore that's why the car industry kind of is the way it is. Even though, you know, we once could have had electronic cars. One of the first cars was electronic. You probably heard the car that can run off of water, the car that can run off the potato. Like, any competing interests don't serve that industry. The industry will fight to protect itself. So cars are, you know, someone might say they're really efficient. You can get in them and go from A to B, right? You can also look at it and go, cars are really inefficient. Look at all these individuals driving their little metal tub down these, you know, highways that go everywhere. And let's say we ruled out cars and we only had public transport, people on buses would mean effectively like the need for less roads and less vehicles on the roads. But, you know, people want their personal freedom, and the car thing is a whole industry, right? But yeah, like, people would have to restructure their lives around getting on buses and stuff. But with lots of people moving on buses as opposed to lots of cars moving individual people, it's more efficient from that perspective. Anyway, what was that? We just waffled about a whole bunch of stuff right there. Jeez, the waffles. That's what some people tune in for, apparently. There's a whole channel dedicated to it. Oh, am I going to plug my other channel now? I don't know where we go when we stream. Stuff just happens. I got a channel. If you like hearing me waffle about stuff, I've got a channel about waffles. All the sorts of different ways that you can cook them and eat them. And, you know what I might make later today? It's not a waffle. It's a pancake. I might make myself a pancake later today. You needed to know that. You needed to know that. That was important information. Okay, what about these noises in the ear? I've got loads. Oh, jeez, I've just messed up my stream. Hang on. Click on the thing. The Sumo Slurp. Oh, yeah, I got a cup of tea here. I've got a cup of tea here. Lots of opinions about buses. Oh, yeah, buses would be inefficient in rural areas. Good point, good point. It's always just... I say this all the time, right? Absolute statements are usually going to have a weak point, a flaw. So, you know, any statement of absolution probably has another point. I can say that buses are efficient. They're efficient in cities, and they're efficient if done right and planned and looked after, and people use it, right? But in rural areas, yeah, not as good. But anyway, let's try and find out where I was with these noises in the ear, because we've got a lot of them. I'm so far behind. Oh my goodness me. Trey is here for 2 months saying, I was feeling a bit sick today, but thanks to this live stream, it's all much better. Thanks for all your content. You're the best. Thank you for your support, and I'm glad you're feeling better, dude. CF Games has subscribed. We've got Zoom, Bailmer, Orange Mars, Wallyboy007, Ryachol for 11 months, Just Wanley subscribing. K Schultz is here with the cheers and the bits. Thank you so much, dude. No message on that one. Zodiac Siren for 14 months. Playing UHC on Zcraft server. I haven't played a UHC in a long time. Divine Stag is here for 3 months saying, hey X, thanks for being so energetic while streaming. When I see you streaming, it always puts a smile on my face. Well, that's just lovely to hear. Glad to have you with us today. We've got Veggie Lover for 7 months. Your roommate's diaries. Ah, that's great. That's great. Veggie Lover says, so apparently my roommate's diary says I have boundary issues. I like that joke. That's great. That's great. JP Martin's free is here for 23 months. Stray Paragon is here for 19. Deander is here for free. MLDEG for 10 months. Hip Hop Killer 1000 with the Prime. We got Baggy Boxer Shorts, which is some bits saying, X, have you heard of the YouTuber Wattles? He's a really cool YouTuber and I think you should check him out. He does guide worlds and his building skills are fantastic. Yeah, I've heard of Wattles. It's fascinating. That's like a channel that reminds me that you can still grow on YouTube. You can still become someone in the Minecraft community, right? You know, I've seen so many people come and go. From your perspective, I don't know how long you've been watching me for. I don't know how much of my story on YouTube you know. But I've been around for a while. I've somehow managed to stay in the game. And I've also seen a lot of channels come and go. And even ones you thought would, like, be here forever or whatever. You know, some massive channels that kind of get forgotten. Well, not forgotten, but you know how it is. Like, the audience is always changing. The Minecraft community is always... You know, new people coming in, some people leaving, some people returning. And, you know, I've been here, like, pretty much from the beginning. I'd say I probably missed, like, the first year of the very beginning of Minecraft on YouTube. And even for all the years that I've been here, there are certainly parts of the scene that I never dived into. And actually, you know, now that I think about it, like, you know all those videos with the, like, noob gods... Kind of like the thumbnail with the 3 or the 2 different skins. They like to put that derpy face skin on it and then another one. I don't really know what those videos are about, to be fair, but there's a lot of interesting content out there that I don't watch. And when I say interesting, I mean kind of like interesting that it's there. I don't really know like what the appeal would be for me. I think they're made for kids. Like there's some real roleplay heavy videos out there in the Minecraft scene where it's all just like people literally play together to roleplay and tell a story, and I find that fascinating. And you know, there's roleplay elements on Hermitcraft, but I'm talking like pure roleplay. The only thing you ever see is like creative players walking around talking to each other in little things that they build. Noob versus pro versus good house, yeah, things like that, right? Knob, pro, god, hacker, yes. Yeah, different levels of contraptions. Yeah, that kind of content. Like, that stuff's, like, I'm not familiar with it. But anyway, getting a little off point here. So, I guess there was a period in the beginning, the first few years, where you kind of saw the same names a lot, right? Dominating the Minecraft scene. And then some of those names faded away, and a few others sort of survived. But then there are people that have like come up in this sort of newer age who have started way later. Pixel Riffs, for example, is someone who's established themselves on YouTube. And I guess from the perspective of someone like me, you kind of saw, it kind of felt like maybe a bit of a monopoly or a bit of like a locked-in thing. Like there weren't a lot of new channels growing for a few years in the Minecraft scene. At least the one that's similar to mine, right? Like tutorials, survival Minecraft, that kind of stuff, right? I think you might call it like a post-Minecraft scene in a way. Like a lot of people that are in this scene kind of remember Minecraft. Is how I would see it. Or at least seems to be the through line that I've noticed. Is that everyone was around for that. That's the way I draw a lot of us together. So yeah, anyway, like a channel like his is a reminder that you can still grow, you can still turn up and become a part of this community, because I think they're relatively new, right? They've been doing this for like just a couple of years, and you know, it kind of seemed like the same old channels had it on lockdown for a long time, and then you do see some new names and faces pop up. I'm trying to think of some more, but I've just been rather disengaged from, like, Logical Geek Boy. There's another great example. You know, like, there is still room to grow in Minecraft, and it's nice to see these new names and faces kind of pop up, because I've seen so many come and go. Cherrick Sen says, I hope Soko will come back one day. I wouldn't count on it. The guy's well and truly moved on, I think, from doing Minecraft. I mean, he pretty much left to do college, and then succeeded at college. So, you know, he took a different path with what he wanted to do in life, and it worked out for him, which I'm happy for, of course. Absolutely. So now people in chat are just throwing so many names out there. Stampy's been around a long time. Probably, Stampy was like post Sky Does Minecraft, I think. Which, you know, it's so weird to like look back on it now and realise it's all like eras and chapters, right? been around and sort of seen all these channels pop up and disappear and all sorts go on. Hat Films, the OG trio, says Clanman. Yeah, Hat Films. They you know, started doing variety gaming, and so not so involved in the Minecraft stuff anymore. But yes, very, very original, because they used to do the trailers, right? And I tell you what, I have fond memories of some of their old series as well. Yogscast were pretty much like the first, like, smash success, I guess. He had a few other names that float around before them that were part of the Minecraft scene. This is a walk down memory lane, says Juice. But let's keep it going. I'm going to pick out some more names. So Dan TDM, the Diamond Minecart. I saw him sort of rise. Oh, when was his rise? This is quite a while ago, but he's managed to remain like on top and growing for a long time. I see people mentioning Captain Sparkles. He was kind of big parallel to Mindcrack, and I'm not really sure where he's at anymore. It's all just names now. Elmango's growth is curious, really. Everyone gives him credit, but it's not the same, says Carrot Bites. Oh, I think Ilmango's just a gem, really. Like, just understands the game on a crazy intelligent level, and I think it was his association with Doc that really helped him get going a little bit. I remember him like watching, because I'm curious. I go and check other people's channels from time to time and look at their numbers, right? And I saw Ilmango just like starting to get that spark going, and I was someone who was watching his content just thinking, this is genius, but like it's got a hard chance of catching on. But he's actually caught on now, and I think you know, originally Doc and then Mumbo, I think, coming along and showcasing some of his stuff really kind of like showed his talents to the broader community, and now he's got like a really solid channel. One of the things Ilmango doesn't do, in my eyes, is play the SEO game very much. I'd look at his content and I'd think, if you played around with thumbnails differently, if you presented your content like this, you could totally like reach a massive audience, because what he does is absolutely amazing. I just think with maybe some different presentation tactics and whatnot, but despite that, I think people have seen what he does that's really good now, and he's been able to grow and build a really successful channel with it. So yeah, Ilmango was an interesting channel to watch grow. Again, another one, like, I've been around doing this for years. It's like, I remember his channel when it was probably only a few thousand subscribers, and now he's got like several hundred thousand, I'm sure. What about popular MMOs? The only time I've encountered popular MMOs is because they played my Diamond Defender map, and I'm aware that they're massive, but I don't really know when they got massive. It's just, isn't it a couple as well? They like just play Minecraft together, and yeah. Now we've even seen PewDiePie dabble in Minecraft, says Morano. Yeah, that was like kind of a full circle thing, like this PewDiePie renaissance era from the end of last year, right? Like, everyone in the Minecraft community felt that. Everyone's channels across the board just started growing and getting more views thanks to PewDiePie playing the game, so that was cool. That kind of helped with the constant resurgences. This game just goes through one resurgence after another. Big updates give it a resurgence. People like PewDiePie jumping on and playing, bring attention to it. It's cool. Philasia, that's the guy who was streaming. I never heard of that guy until... By the way, I appreciate all the noises in the air. I'm very aware that I'm behind and that we got an Evil X with us. I'm just kind of like getting sucked into this Minecraft reflection. Philasia I'd never heard of until they died in their hardcore world, right? Is that, am I getting the right guy? And what I thought was interesting about that is, from my perspective, it kind of looked like that one event like just boomed them into a big name. I'd never heard of them before that happened, and then ever since I'd seen that name everywhere. Like, so I'm kind of curious, is that how it actually played out, or is I just like, it's one of those things like once you learn a new word you start hearing it everywhere? Like cul-de-sac. That was when that phenomenon really made sense to me. I was working a job and they were talking about cul-de-sacs, and I thought the guy I was working with was like mad or something, like cul-de-sac. What's this word like you keep saying? And then I figured out what cul-de-sac was, and then after that I hear it everywhere. It was like, it felt like the next day I was watching football on telly, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, he's got himself into a cul-de-sac there, and I'm like, there's that word. Like all of a sudden you start hearing it everywhere. Log.zip. Ooh, Log.zip. When did I see him come up? I can't remember. But he's been around for quite a few years now. I'm not really sure, but I definitely caught wind of him sort of becoming big and seeing their content. Because you do that, you look around a little bit. Sasundi, says Tim. I don't know much about Sasundi. I know that Iskal's a big fan, and Ren as well, I think. But I never really watched Sunday, and I don't know at what point they got big. I think that was around the... Actually, was he a part of the, like, Sky Does Minecraft entourage? You know? The chat is literally names. I see Slipgator in there. Pause on Pause. That's what... That Pause was part of Minecraft, right? Direwolf. Okay, there's an interesting one. Direwolf. So... Let's see, back in the kind of Minecraft era again, that's how I'm going to call it, the Minecraft era, when they were on top. Modded Minecraft really started to gain a bit of steam. It kind of went from being a bit awkward. I think things like Forge got organised and mod packs started to appear, and that guy just dominated everything modded. He was like deeply involved in the Minecraft community, the modded Minecraft community, and knew all the developers and stuff, and just did these like perfect walkthrough videos of mods, just like explaining everything one step at a time. And I myself didn't really watch a lot of it because that's not the way I learn. I'm really terrible at listening to someone explain. I have to get my hands on and figure it out for myself. But yeah, that guy basically like just dominated mods, and I don't know where he's at now, because you know that was kind of that era where people watched those videos that way, and then things change over time, right? And as the scenes change, different things become popular and unpopular. Again, going back to that like early Minecraft days, things like PvP maps were a really big deal, but now they're not really that much of a focal point anymore. Like custom maps, like YouTubers were making, like myself, custom PvP maps to play, and that was a big focal point, I guess you could say. Jerome ASF made like 8 videos daily, really? Yeah, wasn't he also part of the Sky Does Minecraft entourage? Like, when Sky blew up, he had a bunch of friends he was playing with, and all those channels kind of came along, like Canadian Badgen or something. That was another one. Paul Source Jr., yeah. He was big before Minecraft. He had the original Survive and Thrive. Like, if you went onto YouTube back in the very first days of Minecraft and you looked for, you know, how to play Minecraft, it was basically his videos. And then eventually he ended up joining Minecraft. Now, I never really watched that guy. I can't help but think that the first Minecraft video I watched, though, was one of his. Because I remember when I first played the game, and I got killed by zombies at night, I remember then going and watching a video of someone like explaining it, and I think it might have been his, but I was yet to like click on to like, oh, there's this YouTube Minecraft scene, right? Like that didn't come till later for me playing Minecraft. Like I kind of started out Planet Minecraft, Minecraft forums, like I was in those places seeking for people to play with. That was how I got started on Minecraft. And I played in some multiplayer communities. I've still got some screenshots of just some really terrible builds that I thought were amazing. You know, like building a giant cylinder and being like, I made this with my own hands. And it just looks like naff, complete naff. Yeah, that's how I got started. Now people are saying EFO. Well, EFO for me, perfect timing to ask really, because as I started to get steered into watching more and more stuff on YouTube, it was Static 777's Slime Farm tutorial that kind of introduced me to, oh, there's a whole scene over here of people doing this on YouTube, right? And very quickly I found Doc M and started watching his world tour, and then not long after that I found EFO's tutorials and his Let's Play. And that was before he joined Minecraft. So that's like pre-Minecraft era now we're talking about. Corrales, I guess, says Confused SpongeBob. So I think I found Corrales through Sokar. I remember just someone pointing me at his channel and his modern builds and being like, whoa, this guy's great. And I think I even like reached out to him and said, hey, I'm like networking, and because I used to do that. I used to network with people. There's a couple of channels I remember that I used to like shoot messages and say, hey, look, I'm trying to grow. I'll feature your channel if you feature mine. And I think I had like maybe 500 subs, and Corrales had like 5,000, and that was like a big channel back then. You know, it was like, whoa, this guy's got 5,000. And I reached out, and he was kind enough, I think, to just go, yeah, sure. And then later on, we ended up like talking and doing Hermitcraft together and stuff. But he was super cool from the get-go. Shovel. Oh, Shovel. How could we forget Shovel? One of the greatest Minecrafters of all time. Yeah, I remember when I first started watching Shovel. It was probably not long after I started watching Minecraft and those Shovel videos were blowing up. And do you remember the series where they played the game upside down? Oh, it was difficult to watch, but it was one of the best series you'd ever see in Minecraft. You know, oh, and who could forget killing the Wither blindfolded? You know, in a straitjacket. I was just like, how are you doing this? Like, I've never seen someone play with their feet on a keyboard before. Yet you're absolutely bossing it. You're a complete pro. The legend of Shovel. We should never forget Shovel, you know. They're not making Minecraft videos anymore, but they were the best Minecraft. And isn't it a shame that they deleted them all off of YouTube? Because, I mean, they were legendary. Those were some of the first Minecraft videos to get billions and billions of views. Do you remember when Obama started talking about Shovel? I mean, some of the most epic Minecraft history, and to think those videos have been deleted. Alright, peeps, you can stop going on about Shovel. I've addressed Shovel, the famous Minecraft YouTuber. Jeez. Come on, chat. You want me to talk more about Shovel? I know there were so many antics and memories that we'll never forget, but I think some people are probably getting a little bit bored of Shovel talk by now, you know. Right, we've filled up 2 shulker boxes. I'm gonna take a little bit more of me. Just a little bit more. You know, I'm just gonna close my eyes and mine some more sand for a little while. You know, just hope that nothing goes wrong. I remember Pick too, says I can hand. Brilliant. Brilliant. I remember Pick. What about sword? And what about wings? Okay. Right, we're gonna come back to this topic. I just feel like this is it. Let's go through it. Let's remember all the Minecraft YouTubers. BG Monster Fan says Magnamusen. Yeah, I find Magnamusen's channel interesting because like, I don't particularly get the appeal of their channel. And by the way, anything I say here is like not to knock anyone at all. Like, everyone finds their niche in their things, and you know, nothing universally appears. There's going to be people that come and watch what I do and be like, you want to watch this guy troll people over a shovel? What are you like? You know, this ain't for me. I'm unsubscribing or whatever. I never really got the appeal of Magnamusen, but I think it's probably the difference in audience. Like, I'm going to guess the audience is very young because stuff is explained slowly with text on screen and music. I guess there's like an atmosphere angle to it as well, which is probably part of the appeal. But I would watch their videos and think like, I could have explained this in 2 seconds. Well, not 2 seconds, like a couple of minutes or whatever. So I never really understood their appeal, but they're like a massive, they're probably bigger than my channel, right? I haven't looked at their stats. Because I used to do that. You'd find out about channels, it'd be interesting about their stats, like, oh, what are their biggest videos and how did they grow? I'm interested in all that sort of stuff. So I have gone and checked out things like that in the past, but I keep forgetting I got, like, you know, almost 1.5 million subs. You know, there was a time when I had 100, and it's all just a bit surreal, right? Used to look at channels with like 100,000. I remember when the Minecraft guys were hitting 100,000 and I had like probably 5,000 subs, and it was just like, whoa, imagine having that many. That's bonkers. And then somehow you end up here with more than that, and it's just like, geez, I don't know. Dream growth is crazy. This is my big computer. Ah, now I encountered Dream literally 2 days ago by Cubfan interacting with them on Twitter. And I was like, oh, who's Dream? And then I saw like this new style of video. Kind of remind me of old school EFO, you know, just the thumbnails were just playing Minecraft and they were just doing these interesting challenges, I guess. But, you know, crazy growth, is it recent? I don't know. Like, when someone has several million subscribers, you don't know the history of that. There are some channels with several million subscribers that, you know, those were from years ago and they don't get a lot of views on them anymore. Good times with Scar, says Yukata Mizuko. Good times with Scar. I found out and ignored because so many people told me to watch his videos and get him on Hermitcraft that it felt like harassment. It was like, who is this guy and why does he want to tell everyone to, you know, get him on Hermitcraft? Which is obviously an assumption I've made, but that's why. This is how we actually got started on this topic of Minecrafters, was just like, someone is always telling us to get someone on Hermitcraft, and it just sets like a sort of a negative precedent, because back then, obviously thinking it through, you know, it doesn't mean that they're harassing or anything like that, but it just kind of felt like when it first started happening, it was like Scar was probably one of the first people, and it just felt like, you know, why is everyone saying that this guy should be on Hermitcraft? Is this person like put out a video or said like, hey, try and get me on Hermitcraft? And that's just not really the way you want to go about joining this community, right? So it kind of sets this bad tone. And so whenever Scar's name would come up, like, I'd just ignore it. I'd just be like, oh, you know, I don't know if this guy is spamming his audience to get him on here, but I'm sick of it. And you know, how foolish do I look now? Jeez, it's one of the best Minecrafters there are, you know. So yeah, that's how I learnt about Scar. Never checked out his channel until Python went, hey, I know this guy called Scar, he's great, really good at Minecraft, we should bring him in. And I was like, alright, let's do it. And I forgot anything I ever knew about him and started watching his videos, and I was like, this guy's great. He's a great person too. Okay, we've got to do noises in the ear now, haven't we? Alright, we've got... How far behind are we? I think we're at JP Martin's free 30 minutes ago. My goodness me. 23 months. Thank you so much, dude. Stray Paragon for 19. Deander for free. MLDEG for 10 months. Oh, wait. No, I've read all of these because we got the Baggy Boxer Shorts message. That's what actually started us off on this. Okay, Commander XII has gifted a sub to Liao Wulu, Athan Wisdom, Gamer Moo, Jimmy J00, and Hazard 1NC has gifted a sub to Mr. 44 Max. Thank you for those gifted subs and support in the communities. I'm sorry for reading this 20 minutes later. We got Skybuilder free with a subscription, Memesum2207 with the Prime, Dexio32 for 17 months, Riffanaut for 38, Danny Gar1 with the Prime, Nemolina129 subscribing, and May School with the Evil X 63 months. My goodness me, 3 months of Evil X right there. Thank you so much, Mace. Glad to have you with us today. We got Nika for 2 months saying, what do you think about EFO? We covered that. Green Girl 1977. Odin's Dreads with the cheers and the bits saying that cul-de-sac story is like season 7 this year in the word infrastructure. Every single hermit has said it. Yeah, that's a Grian thing. Like, Grian is quite smart at looking at the way things play out and talks a lot about how early in the season everyone's getting their infrastructure together, and now it's just become like part of the Minecraft vocabulary. It's like you've got this infrastructure part of the season where you're building up all of your farms and whatnot, getting ready for the end game where you start doing ridiculous stuff that makes no sense. I feel like I might have played for the end game a little bit more out of the gate just by going straight into this base, which requires, you know, all these crazy resources and stuff, right? The Dork Knight 87 for 8 months. Roki Games for the subscription. Jerk Rat with a donation saying the way FitMC talks about the history of 2B2T is something very fascinating. Anarchy server in general, very interesting. So bringing it back to our Minecraft YouTubers discussion, Kearshar was the guy who made mob farms. I think he literally is the first person to figure out you can farm hostile mobs and you can farm passive mobs. And he was a member of Hermitcraft. And I was good friends with him. We used to hang out and play on Anarchy servers together and just kind of like, you know, do the Anarchy thing, right? I'm just going to fill this in here. Oh, and we're out of sand. Let's go get some more sand. Yeah, so there's another Minecrafter for you, I guess. Did you hack on Anarchy servers? I never known how to hack and never bothered learning Minecraft hacks. Okay, I see other names like Vicstar, iHas Cupquake, Chimney Swift. Yeah, they all remind me, those names remind me of the Skydoes Minecraft era. Which, by the way, probably quite like overlaps or coincides with the Minecraft stuff, right? So, you know, when all of those channels were blowing up, I wasn't really watching that kind of stuff. I was watching the Minecraft. Phonix SC, yep, I know Phonix SC. Very, very, like, obviously niched channel. Like, it's really clear to see why they grew, because they found this kind of, like, quirky angle of, like, let's mess with the Minecraft code and make bizarre stuff happen out of thin air, and it's something's really cool. But I think what doesn't appeal to me with that content is that there are times when it's like interesting, when maybe it's like closely related to survival, but then other times it's like, oh, you're just sort of like changing Minecraft code, and at that point you could write a mod and do anything in the game. So that's kind of interesting, but not terribly my cup of tea. Brenny Beast, yeah, Brenny Beast was gonna be a hermit at one point, I think, but then kind of never joined. He wasn't he Australian, like a big popular Australian? Yeah, pretty sure he was an Aussie. And I heard that he made a comeback recently or something going on. Let's see. Let's get a few more names. Hermitcraft, Fleet Boy. I really like that guy's attitude and his videos. His building is really cool. Another person who gets a lot of like Hermitcraft or Hermitcraft. And of all the suggestions for people to join, I think sometimes like you got to think things through a little bit. When someone doesn't play survival Minecraft, are they going to be a good fit for a survival Minecraft server? Probably not. You know, like Hermitcraft does creative, not just creative building, but like world edit creative building. That's a totally different thing from what we do over here on Hermitcraft. But you know, nonetheless, talented builder, no doubt. And I enjoy watching their videos for like build tips and stuff. I love to see Vex on Hermitcraft. Loved his Minecraft content, says Revolt. Vex is probably a name that definitely deserves some mention. With the same breath as Joe Hills, Zombie Cleo, and Z-Stu. I think there was one more in that gang. So Vex created these original maps called, what were they called? Super Hostile, right? And they were so much fun to play. Weirdly though, I think the way in which the game has progressed, those maps have probably aged a bit with it. They were like these try and survive, go through these dungeons, way back when map making in Minecraft was like difficult. It wasn't really supported. Mojang had yet to sort of see how this game could open up and become a game creation tool. And so Vex was one of these first people to kind of make maps, and he made these super hostile maps where you had these really difficult challenges. You had to go into these dungeons, collect the walls, and he made videos as well. He made a map making series at one point, and it was a lot of fun to watch. I remember enjoying some of the stuff he did on Minecraft as well. So yeah, another interesting name to bring up in this saga of talking about Minecraft YouTubers, which was completely unplanned. Who haven't we mentioned? I know someone I haven't mentioned yet. Seth Bling. Absolute legend. That guy was just always, I mean, clearly he's a very bright, intelligent person, and was just always like to the point with clever things you can do in Minecraft. And sometimes that even extended into survival. A lot of the times it was creative and redstone related, and even doing map making. Seth was one of my favorite YouTubers to watch, actually, now that I think about it. I probably have seen almost every video of his that is Minecraft related. You know, maybe bar when I first found his channel. Like back then when you'd find some new YouTuber, I didn't always do a lot of like, oh, let's go watch their old videos or anything, right? So yeah, Seth Fling was absolutely brilliant YouTuber. Loved his maps. He used to play in, like, he'd invite me to some of the events as well. You just get all these YouTubers together and play his latest maps. They were just some brilliant memories. I remember the first time I got invited to some of those, I recorded the whole event like you do, and everyone made videos and had a good time. And I put my recordings, I've probably got them somewhere, like the full unedited recordings onto DVDs, because I was just so like amazed to be a part of it. And I was like, I must preserve this forever and put them onto DVDs. I've got them somewhere, just full unedited Seth Bling PvP events, you know. Peeps, we've already talked about Shovel, okay? No need to keep going on about Shovel. We'll get sick of talking about them and their amazing Minecraft videos. Dream grew 3 million subscribers in under a year. That is crazy. Do you know what, though? That would have been really crazy many years ago. It's more possible to grow like that now because there's so many people more people on YouTube. There's a bigger sense of community in which for people to grow. Like, if I think back to like 2012, there were no Minecraft channels with 1 million subscribers. So growing 3 in a year, it shows how far and how big the audience has grown, right? All right, back to the noises in the ear. We got Flavorless Lava with a subscription. Sten has subscribed to Amazon Prime. Half Spanish guy from Sweden is here with a donation saying, "Hi X, this will probably be pretty interesting to you, but I was told that Minecraft game designer / developer coach Henrik Knyberg plays in the same band as my gospel piano teacher for 12 years. That knowledge made my day. Happy Swedish National Day." I mean, you know what they say, it's a small world, right? There's always little things like that. Here you are playing this game and then you find out, oh, you're a part of this community of mine or whatever. That's cool. I follow Henrik on Twitter and see some of the things that he tweets about Minecraft as it gets developed. We got Hazard Inc. gifting a sub to Modrum Lagos. Probably butchered that name. Thank you for gifting the sub. Half Spanish guy from Sweden. Thank you again for that donation. We got To Gamer with the Prime. Guernsey Donkey with cheers and bits saying, talking about Hermitcraft and maps, I've recently seen some he's made that were like cabinet fronts, etc. Like cabinet fronts. Do you mean details? Cabinets? Because yeah, you can take things like looms and put signs on them, right? And then you can pull those details together that way. Thank you for the cheers and bits, dude. Appreciate it. We've got a half Spanish guy from Sweden subscribing saying, did you forget, or did you get my donation a message? Or maybe I just missed it. We're waffling so much, dude. I'm just behind on it all. But thank you ever so much for your donation and your subscription. 6 months right there. We've got Stewie Hen with the Prime. We got Delta Tech for 3 months. Dorbian with the Prime. Alden HD with the Prime as well. Thank you ever so much for your support, peeps. And C8 Sun with cheers and bits. Thank you, C8 Sun. I appreciate it. No message with that one, but thank you for your support nonetheless. You know, I always say no message with that one. I just wonder sometimes, hey, did you want to send a message and didn't know how or something? You know, let people know. Okay. Okay, right, well, we're doing this. We're doing this like epic saga of all the Minecraft YouTubers. Who haven't we talked about? Red Eyes, says Epho's Lab for Life. So Red Eyes, like very small channel, but a friend of Doc. So when I started watching Doc and Epho, I found Red Eyes. His videos were really fascinating to me. The way he kind of like pondered and tinkered with the game and did really cool projects and stuff. but very old school style now. Like that kind of style today, I think wouldn't catch the eye as much, but it was really fun back then. That's the thing with a lot of this is many YouTubers or like moments in time are of their time, right? Like when the game was like very new, it was fresh and exciting, but some of the things you would have done just wouldn't be interesting today because they're just become normal Minecraft things. Okay, I'm going to try and pick out some more names, the ones we haven't done yet. Co-Star. Okay, Co-Star was like a pre-Minecraft popularity guy, and I never really watched his stuff. He did join Minecraft, Hermitcraft briefly, and then left after a while. Dataless8822 is a name I'm familiar with purely through people spamming. Like, there's a few names like that where it's like I get tweets about this person should join Hermitcraft, and that's like the most that I know. Ant Venom, there's a good channel right there. So Ant was kind of huge around the let's see, probably again around the Minecraft era, and I can't really remember too much of what his old content was like, but he transitioned to being this like Minecraft commentator, always talking about where the game's going and what's happening. I'm actually going to tear this hill down. I don't want to build the stand over it. It's a pain in the bum. So yeah, his channel's kind of like had to transition to survive, and done so successfully, which is cool. I never watched a crazy amount of like Ant Venom, but I always remember him being like a prominent figure in the community. I think maybe he did a lot of snapshot videos. Might be one of the reasons I remember his channel that way. Because I used to make, you know, snapshot videos and then go watch other people's ones. Like Sefling was someone who covered snapshot videos. It was weird because I was always like doing the snapshots, and these other channels were just like getting extraordinary amount of views and like dominating the whole snapshot scene. And there was even this like weird sentiment among people who would comment where they'd be like, oh, you can't do snapshot videos, or like, I don't watch yours, I watch Sefling's. You'd see comments like that, and it was weird. It was kind of like, it was almost like that externality kind of made you feel like, you know, snapshots weren't my thing, but I just did them because I wanted to, and I enjoyed it, and I loved covering the updates of the game and seeing all the new things added. Got to be a part of the Minecraft 2.0 update, suggesting things to Mojang when we did a little April Fool's together. It was some of the Hermitcraft community, some of the Minecraft community making this fake update with Mojang. That was kind of cool. But yeah, I remember the snapshots being like this thing that I shouldn't do. Basically is how some people would treat it. Like there was some sort of rules about who could make videos or not. That stuff's always rubbish. Like no one should be going around telling other people, oh, you can't do this or do that. But yeah, so like channels like, I think Ant Venom did it, and Sefling, like these big snapshot guys, and it's so weird that now I'm the snapshot person. I don't think there's anyone who gets more views, maybe log.zip on snapshot videos. And I try to honour that by doing my best job at covering them. I'll tell you, the last video I did though, probably not my best, just because it was so late in the day and I had to go to bed. Maybe there were a couple more things I could have covered from the bug list, but that's one of my rules really, is like I'm not going to get like bent out of shape over anything I do. I don't want to stay up late just to perfect like this snapshot video. I don't think like that about it anymore. So yeah, anyway, like the last couple of snapshot cycles, especially this one, I don't know if you've been following the numbers, but like it's been extraordinary, and it's kind of weird to be that guy after seeing other people be that guy for so long, right? I'm sure it will change at some point. The YouTube wheels will turn and someone else will come in and probably take that spot, but like, been a blast. That's all I can say. Harry and Jerry, says Adrian. Yeah, that's kind of like old school like skits. Didn't they do like skits and jokes? I think I collaborated with them or someone similar at one point. There's another channel that did skits and jokes, and we did like a little feature of my avatar in there. Oh, look at that. Job's almost... Oh no, we've got that thing over there to take care of now. System Z, I'm aware of System Z, friend of World's Night, right? Does Lots of kind of like gorgeous building, that sort of thing. Cube Hamster was a legend too. Yes, Cube Hamster was a legend. My good old friend. Love that guy. He was a part of Hermitcraft Season 1. He kind of came around when JL and the Zip Crowd guys were like the authority on technical Minecraft and Redstone in that kind of like next level way that Ilmango does. Like, it was so weird to see someone like Ilmango pop up after Zip Crowd, because watching the Zip Crowd do all these crazy things, you're like, you can't play the game any better than this. This is like peak technical right here. But then Ilmango came along and showed us wrong. But yeah, Cube Hamster was just this brilliant like redstoner. Again, someone who's very smart. He's actually like a university teacher or professor. I don't know the exact terminology, but like the guy's really intelligent and smart, and that just kind of played out in Redstone. You know, he made these challenge maps. He made cool contraptions all the time. It was a really cool era for the game. Exploding TNT, says Confused SpongeBob. That's just a channel that I'm aware of but know nothing about. I'm seeing a lot of ones come up now that we've already talked about. So I'm just looking for like a couple more. Syndicate, okay, George. Yeah, I know that Syndicate guy. Whenever that name comes up, I always remember that scandal he was in with the CS:GO exploitation gambling thing. So I won't comment on that. I'll just say that Syndicate was someone my friend watched when we played on GeoMine together, and yeah, it just kind of came up. They were like, oh yeah, you know, I've been watching Syndicate, and I went and checked out their channel, and it wasn't quite what I was into because I was watching like DocM and EFO at the time. But yeah, and then that guy's been around since, you know, old school YouTuber. Been doing it for over 10 years, I reckon. Someone's putting my name in chat now. Did I see Biffa in there? FV Disco! Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's a great one. That guy made legendary little maps and videos and contraptions with redstone. Highly stylized, a blatant perfectionist, if ever you've seen one. And I was kind of aware of stuff that they were doing because of certain YouTubers I were talking to in the Minecraft community. I kind of got the impression that him and this other Redstone YouTuber, one of the very first popular Redstone YouTubers, who also disappeared and never came back, they kind of like weren't interested in making Minecraft videos just for the sake of being a Minecraft channel, and were working on like mega projects that I think ended up getting kind of outpaced by Minecraft's own development. I won't say too much about it. I mean, I imagine it's not like spoilers or anything, but there were certainly like kind of hush-hush topics that they were working on. Who can tell me this Redstone channel is one that Mumbo would have been inspired by, right? And I think it's like, oh, CB Minecraft. It just came to me. A CMB, that's it. CMB Minecraft, right? One of your original, again, like Minecraft YouTubers doing Redstone. That guy and Disco, I think, were working on like some sort of mega project maps together. And although the community thought they were gone, they were still doing loads of Minecraft stuff, but they just weren't interested in pumping out videos. ZF has reached 100k subs. Congrats, Zed. Congrats indeed, yeah. I knew ZF for quite a long time before he joined Hermitcraft. I fondly watched his videos, but I just can't... I think actually I found him when Tango started a SMP server or something with Simply Sark on. And there's another channel, Simply Sark, another legend of the Minecraft community. I really like the way he's found a way to like commentate on the development of Minecraft, because I've seen him do all kinds of stuff over time, like crazy contraption videos, exploiting survival, creative mode stuff, mini games and maps. Like there was a lot of variety that he put out there, and now sort of found a niche. Right, I think we're actually done now. That was the last of my tidy up for this area. I've got to put some leaves down on the other side. Alright, let's get some names off the list that people keep talking about. So, anyone in Minecraft, we kind of covered Minecraft. Anyone in Hermitcraft, you know, it's Hermitcraft. Bit wants me to talk about Biffa. So, Biffa is actually a channel I found around the time that I found Doc and Efo. Around that time, I found False. And False and Biffa were two people I reached out to with a YouTube message, just like, hey, you want to come play on my server? Biffa was very politely like, no thanks, and False was like, yeah, alright then. And so False joined Geomine, who Mumbo later joined. And then, I don't know how, but eventually me and Biffa started like talking, playing together, and then we were on Hermitcraft together before long. So, Biffa's my old school friend from way back in the beginning. We did loads of collabs back in the day and had a blast playing together. Grian. People want me to talk about Grian. Okay, so I found out about Grian probably, I think it was season 5, midway season 5. Just, you know, you kind of notice these channels and it's like, whoa, this guy's got like millions of subscribers. And he actually had a very similar sort of audience and subscriber growth to Mumbo. So there was that kind of big overlap. And, you know, I didn't really like watch a lot of his stuff because I at the time I wasn't particularly interested in learning like creative building stuff. But when he started his SMP series, I watched that. I forget the name of it. But it was all based around playing in old school Minecraft and slowly updating, right? Evo, that's the one, Evo. So I watched all of the Evo series that he did and loved it. I thought it was great. And then he joined us. So that's my story on Grian for you. T is association. Yes, Mole, you remember. You remember. That was me and Biffa back in the day. Alright, I think we've covered pretty much like the majority of people. I see lots of people asking me to talk about Hermitcraft members. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Maybe we'll just tell the story of all the Hermitcraft members tomorrow, right? Today we like talk about all the other big yeah, Minecrafters. I'm keeping my eye on chat for one more name. There might be one. But everyone's posting ones we've already talked about. And hermits and mindcrackers. So I think we've probably covered it. And like, again, chat, you're going mad with suggestions, but you're suggesting the ones we already talked about. And I'm literally not seeing anything else. iBox Toy Cat. Yes, there's one we didn't talk about. That guy talks really fast. Too fast for me to listen. But I'm very aware that guy's had a lot of success covering updates and talking about Minecraft across the various platforms. I think he's got a series on PlayStation, right, as well. I'm aware of that channel. And yeah, I think that's it. I think we're going to call it there. Alright? Calling it there. Let me just check something over here. We're going to read the noises in the ear. Okay. Right. You can stop posting YouTubers in the chat. Thanks. I got it. I can't do everyone, but I've done some. Right, let's read these noises in the ear. Got to get them back on my screen. We have C8 Sun with some cheers and bits saying, message this time, but it's also said as Kassun. Okay, Kassun. I'll try and remember that, but believe me, I'll probably forget because I'm terrible. Winnie says, good luck with that, X. What? Good luck with what? Oh, people stop spamming names, yeah. I think it might be fun to actually, like, do a proper, like, video on it. Just get every single one I can think of in a massive list and just, like, give a quick minute on each person and remembering the perspectives. Ethan says that was pure nostalgia, yeah. It'd make a great video, wouldn't it? Called Course Cheedy is here for 40 months, saying no message on this one. What a lie! That is literally a message itself. Thank you for your 40 months. Guernsey Donkey's here with cheers and bits, saying they were map pictures similar to all the mayor ones. I don't know what that was about, because we've been talking about YouTubers and digging deserts and placing down sand. Thank you for your cheers and bits though. We got Woburry with cheers and bits as well, saying no words coming with cheers and bits. Lies! Lies again. Those are literal words I'm reading. Thank you for your cheers and bits, dude. X Nalaps is here for 4 months, saying X, you're a legend as well. Watching you for 6 years now. Wow. Keep it coming. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Noah plays games with cheers and bits, saying not sure if you remember me. Got the PC going, playing MC, taking a bit of getting used to PC controls. Noah, you'll get used to them and you'll find they're better in the long run. Okay, I assure you they're better. Pikachu W here with the Prime. Martin Parry for 4 months. Danny C with cheers and bits. No message with that one. Green Girl 1977 with cheers and bits, saying Biffa introduced me to Minecraft. Awesome. Awesome. That is cool to know. We've also got Selena Opow with cheers and bits, saying X, you abandoned a shulker box in the desert. I'm going to claim it if you don't. Yeah, on the map download. Go claim it. Thanks for the heads up, because I did not actually want to leave that there. I think the state of my affairs means I need to grab a shulker box, swing my butt around to this area, and grab me some leaves, right? Oak be the leaves that I need. I also need some logs. Chuck the rest of that back in there. And I don't need grass or dirt, so we'll nab those out of there. Chuck them into here. And we were putting dirt over there. I don't have a dirt like block yet, unfortunately. Is this exclusive preview, says Remelo. Yep. I'm spoiling my episode. No one's going to watch it. By the way, there's 5,600 people here who will not watch the episode, the next episode of Hermitcraft. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Be sure to hit that follow button. But disclaimer alert, when I say hit, no, don't hit the screen with your fist. Okay, it's a metaphor. But I click that button. That's what I should say. That's much safer, is it? I should be a responsible streamer and tell you to click and not to hit. I know, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'll still watch the video, says Salty Hammerland. You say that, but when you tune in, you'll be like, I've already seen this, I'm skipping over it. I don't want to watch this nonsense. Where do I actually need leaves around here? just to remind myself, like, have I gone and collected something that I do not need? Because that's very... Oh, I was supposed to collect dead bushes when I was over there. I think I got enough to do the job. And I need cactus. I was supposed to collect those things earlier and I forgot. Where is this shulker box? Okay, leaves can definitely go in that space below me. The shulker box won't render. Wait, did we leave it in the desert? Oh, we might have actually done that. Is this an excuse for me to go back to the desert? Oh, we'll go back later. Oh, what a derp. What an absolute derp. Jeez Louise. The real derp is when I forget to go back later. That's the real derp. I'll press one now, but it's not a real derp yet. Okay. X, what is the resource pack you use? Not the vanilla tweaks one, the Shulkerbox GUI resource pack. I would kill for it. Oh, it's not a resource pack, dude. It's a mod. I think there are some resource packs that do that, but they're like super intensive and look a bit kind of like, ooh, not sure if I should use that or not. I don't know. The way they do it's like kind of super clever, but also just a bit like, is that ever going to run into any problems, you know? Right, the dealio is that I want the leaves to kind of, for the most part, come over here and cover up the sand. But we probably shouldn't do that in every instance, right? Like, there needs to be a little bit of breathing room. A little bit of wiggle room here and there. I kind of want the leaves to go over the sand. They kind of like highlight the transition for me. Okay, where were we? I am McQuell 2002 with the Prime. We got Glassy 2020. We got Icy Sub IX with the Prime. Gamer Toss DK for 18 months. Thank you ever so much. Gams 921 with cheers and bits saying a timeline by the numbers for YouTube would be cool. There is actually a video of that out there. It's a bit narrow though, I noticed. Like when I was watching it, I noticed they missed out some people in the one I saw. Like Seftling was like a really big channel that wasn't on the list. And some of the numbers were blatantly like bodged a bit. Like, cause I've been around for a long time, I remember like various points where like I had a certain amount of subs or someone else had a certain amount, right? And I've seen someone make one of those charts with my sub numbers and I'm like, you got it totally wrong. Like some of these numbers are just made up. And that's because I think they just sort of take what you have now and average it out over time. And that's not always the story. Like you go through growth spurts and you go through periods where like your growth slows down. It's just like the ebb and flow of it. Right, I think we'll put a couple here that go over the edge a bit. And then fill in, not like that. Fill in these bits. Alright, King Moose 95 here with cheers and bits. Odin's Dreads with cheers and bits as well, saying Minecraft Through the Ages, a guide to the tubers by Sumovoid, coming in August 2020. Oh. I mean, I think it would make a great video, but I'd make it more about my own perspective, right? Like, because there's some channels where I can't really say too much about them. But it's a good, cool idea. I think people would really enjoy watching something like that. What occupation would you like to have if you didn't do YouTube and Twitch and stuff, Muggy? I have no idea. That's something I regularly think about. If this all ended tomorrow, I don't know what I'd be doing. I'd be lost. I'd be like, I need to live stream. Yeah, not a clue, dude. I never had any idea of like what I should do in life, what direction, other than music. So yeah, that's what I would be doing, but if it were a job, probably not. But yeah, I was always pretty clueless, like, didn't know what my passion was or anything. And then somehow stumbled into all of this. Which in a ways, you know, kind of makes sense really, because I was doing something. I wasn't sitting around twiddling my thumbs. I was like, right, well, I'm going to make some videos, and then bam, the rest happens, right? Oh, why do you play sideways occasionally? You could do food challenges, says Blocks. I wouldn't do those food challenges. I really don't like those sorts of videos. Those, how many calories can I eat in a day? I think they give out a little bit of a distorted picture on how eating works and what's healthy and what's not. What would you call them? Like binge eat videos, right? Everyone's probably watched one of those 7,000 calories in a day or whatever. They're not, I don't think they offer much value beyond like a curiosity. Eating like that is not particularly healthy. Eating 10,000 calories in a day is actually probably not particularly great. I mean, I've seen some of those videos and watched people complain about them doing after, right? They do these eating challenges and then they're like, oh, I feel awful after. And it's like, well, yeah, you just rammed 10,000 calories into your body. If you do it every once in a while is probably too much, but you know, once in a blue moon, yeah, you're not going to die from eating that many calories in a day. That's for sure. But it's in no way a good idea, really, to eat like that. And so I just sort of see those eating challenge videos and not particularly pleased with them because I think they send out potentially a bad message. Brian Shaw eats 11k a day. I think the 4th world's strongest man though, says Finges. Yeah, so there's a like a difference there that needs to be communicated. If you're doing like strongman, you are like putting your body through intense training every day. And if you look at the strongman physique as well, they put on a lot of body fat. It's not healthy. You know, they are in pursuit of an extreme athletic goal, and therefore their body, you know, and their diet and all of that is extreme. It's not normal. If you want to eat 11,000 calories a day, I would perhaps suggest maybe rethinking that want and desire. Like I do weight training because it helps me like deal with my eating, because I always feel hungry and want to eat a lot. But like I'm manageably able to eat, you know, 3,000 calories a day. That's pretty decent for being an active person. That's nothing extreme or excessive. So there is a degree to which you can fuel your eating, but it, you know, it has to be done right with exercise and whatnot. Like just binge eating or being someone with like a really strong metabolism is... I don't really know what to comment on people having strong metabolisms. Like I've noticed there's 1 or 2 channels where it looks like they just do it on a regular basis and they never put on weight, and that is interesting. I don't know what the health around that is like, but for the average person, okay, these binge eating challenges and whatnot, shouldn't really be doing them. It's not good to binge eat, right? Once in a blue moon's not bad. Maybe a nice way to celebrate Christmas. Probably everyone's doing a bit of binge eating. I think I must have had like 7,000 or 8,000 calories a day around Christmas. The 7 Deadliest Sins says, I once calculated that I burn around 3,000 calories just to live. That would not be your base metabolic rate unless you had some sort of, I don't know, extreme condition that I never heard of. Most people's base metabolism rates are going to be between like 1,600, 2,200. And then you have lifestyle and exercise and fitness on top of that, like these other factors that come in. So for me, my base rate is around 2,200, but I am quite active, so I bump that up, and I also wear a Fitbit, and I can calculate how much extra calories I can consume a day thanks to my Fitbit. So I you know, right now I'm cutting my weight down, so I'm doing on average 3,000 or less a day, but normally I'd be eating over 3,000 a day, but it depends on what I do in that day as well. And that's all calculated, and I've done it for a long enough time now to know I've got like my head around it pretty well. If you've calculated you're doing 3,000 as a base rate, that's got to be wrong. That doesn't sound right at all. But if it's because you live a very active lifestyle, you're probably factoring in the fact that you do a lot of like exercise every day, then 3,000 would probably be reasonable, right? People in outdoor adventure jobs sometimes need to consume 4K a day and still struggle to keep weight, says I Mobius. I can understand that because every now and then, like maybe like once a month, I tend to do a day where I eat about 4,000 just because I like to have like a curry or something, and I try and be really active. And okay, I'm going to plan like going for a long walk or doing this activity, that activity, all in the same day, and like when I look at my Fitbit, I get up to 4,000 on occasion, right? Are you tall? I'm 6'2" and I have to eat 3,025 on some recommendation system. Yeah, I'm 6'3", 6'4". I don't know. I think I've gotten a little bit taller where I've been like really working out a lot and focusing on posture and physique. And it sounds a bit weird to say, like I think I've gotten taller, but one of my mates said it to me as well after I hadn't seen them for a while. They were like, "Have you got taller?" And I was thinking, I thought about it a lot, and I thought I've got into a really regular habit of doing yoga and working out, and that's all what muscle stretching and building, bodybuilding. So like, I'm probably like 6'4" now. I should actually measure myself up, but I think that's possible, right? You know, it's not much from 3 to 4, but it makes sense that you could gain a little bit of height in that way. Right, I'm actually out of... No, I'm not out of leaves yet. I kind of feel like maybe I'll leave this area a bit more open over here. I really like what we've done with that space. Let's look at it from a distance as well, actually. Do Fitbits tell you your calorie intake? What a Fitbit does is it measures your heart rate and other vital signs throughout the day. And then it can kind of give you a number that isn't exact, it's an estimate. This number... will be like, you know, how many calories you're burning. Now there are other factors that can come into play as well. It might be off for various reasons, like your metabolism might be slow, or it might be even stronger. Oh look, we missed a bit over here. So your what am I saying? So what you do with a Fitbit is you figure it out over time. Like I started off setting my my thing at like 2,200, and then I would look back at my Fitbit every now and then I'd like see how I did for the week or the month, and I'd notice, yeah, I'm like 100 behind every day or whatever, and I basically boiled it down to about 2,400 is my like my base rate. But that's also when I'm having an active lifestyle. So if I were to stop exercising, I'd probably need to readjust it. I kind of like the way there's lots of grass here. I feel like we don't need so many leaf blocks. Maybe just up here a few more. Especially over the sand. I really like the way that looks when it comes over the sand. Put a log or two in here. We're not out just yet, we've got a few more. That's going to look naff from down over here. You know, I could do this all day really, because the jungle, like the idea is to put this stuff everywhere to stop things from spawning, right? Because they don't spawn on leaves. Anyway, the original subject we were talking about here was eating challenges, alright? Like, I'd encourage all of y'all to not binge eat like that, and to not take those videos too seriously, and to not really have the objective of like, oh, I want to eat all this food one day, right? It's nice to treat yourself every once in a while, but what you want to have is a healthy relationship with food. Where did that creeper come from? Where'd you come from, buddy? That was amazing. You almost got me. You want to have a healthy relationship with food. You want your food to be good, you know, not fast food. We're talking about fresh fruit and veg and all of that, and you want to be satisfied when you eat it, and you don't want it to always be on your mind. You need to have a good relationship with food. That's what you should aim for, right? And then when you've got a good relationship with food, you can do a little bit of a binge eat maybe, or have some Pop-Tarts like I did, and you'll probably find it ain't all it's cracked up to be, right? Like, one of the things I find with eating a lot is that you get to this weird point where like your body, you actually feel uncomfortable, and then all of a sudden I get incredibly thirsty. I'm actually going to drink some more water right now. I think my husband is getting tired of me referencing you for healthy eating when we go grocery shopping. Well, you know, if it tires them or not, hopefully they'll be taking it on board a bit and eating healthier and enjoying it, I hope. It's not an overnight thing. It takes a while to get used to healthy food. But I'll tell you what, right? When you do, okay, I love eating spinach, man. Just straight up spinach. Spinach leaves, cooked or uncooked. You know, and that takes a lot of not eating sugary stuff for that taste to come through. But it's totally worth it now, because I love the taste of it. It's great. It's satisfying. It takes a long time to get there because you've got to change the microbiome of your gut, as they call it. Like, the food you eat creates the cravings and sensations in your gut for more of that food. If you eat McDonald's every day, you will crave it and be satisfied with it, not by eating a bowl of spinach. But because I've eaten so many bowls of spinach now, you know, it's kind of like a food I regularly eat that I enjoy. Do you like kale? I do. I got a bag of kale in my fridge, and I'm going to cook it with some mustard and some pumpkin seeds, I think. And I'll have that with some eggs maybe as well. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Let's go grab that box from... Yeah, we've got a shulker box out in the desert. We'll go grab that. And while we're out there, we'll get some dead bushes and some cactus. Don't need any more of those. I have an unhealthy relationship with Brussels waffles. I thought you were going to say Brussels sprouts. I had sprouts yesterday. I really enjoy Brussels sprouts. One of my favourite greens. But I had a salad before I streamed, and I'm telling you, none of y'all are going to guess what type of salad I ate today. I didn't even know I was going to eat this salad today. But it has a word that begins with the letter F, and I want to see how smart all y'all people are in chat to figure out what kind of salad has the word F in it. It's not a fruit salad. I was thinking of things that begin with F. Fruit salad's incredibly obvious, but no, it's not falafel, it's not fennel, it's not feta, it's not fungi, it's not fruit, it's not fish. There's actually a lot of F's, isn't there? So I'm going to start to rule them out, peeps, okay? It's not fat. You can't type it once I said it, Okay, we've got to narrow it down. It's not fentanyl, isn't that a drug? Jeez. It's not fennel, it's not Friday. Peeps, I've already said fish, I've already said it's not feces. Come on, let's think of other F words. French beans? Nope. Filet? Nope. Feta? Nope. Said that one before. Fried? No, it wasn't a fried salad. But I will say the second letter in the word is R, so FR now. Okay? It's not flax. Flax seeds you can chuck in a salad, can't you? FR, my friends. Frog salad. French salad. No. Not French salad. I love how many people are chipping in. Fridge. It wasn't fridge, but you're kind of getting close with fridge. Frozen. Who said it? Turtles fly. Someone got it. That was amazing. Turtles fly. Well done, man. Well done. I saw that. I was watching. I saw it come in. I had a frozen salad. Okay. Have you ever heard of such a thing before? This is a story. Okay. This is an amazing story about a man who went to the shops and brought things and came back and put them in his fridge. Okay. My fridge recently, when I put things close to the back or stuff on the bottom shelf, I've noticed just over the last couple of months, sometimes I take stuff out and it's a little bit icy. It's a little bit on the frozen side. And I think when I put food in last time, I must have nudged the dial and turned it all the way up because a lot of the stuff in there was like icy and frozen. And so I had my bell peppers and I was whacking them with a metal knife and it was going ding, ding, which you would not expect to hear unless you were hitting it on another surface, right? So all of my beetroot, my celery, even my rocket leaves and cress and all this, everything was icy. The bell peppers were icy. What else did I put in there? Salad. Salad tomatoes. One of the tomatoes was really frozen through. And chopping it up, it felt cold. And I ate the thing kind of fast because I had this stream coming up. And man, it was cold. It was a cold, icy salad. And I'll tell you what, it was kind of alright. There was nothing terribly bad about it. Finding this shulker box might be difficult, peeps. It might be very difficult. Where is it? Where is this shulker box, eh? Jeez, we're never going to find it. And we had some sand in it. That was good. Hey, and while I'm out here, I've got to get some other things, right? That's why they are bell peppers, right? Oh, amazing. Oduvani. Amazing. Yeah, they literally sounded like a bell. So anyway, that was what I ate earlier. I had a salad. I put a little bit of cottage cheese and an egg in there as well. Oh, do you know the best place to get dead bushes is actually in the mesa, but there appears to be loads right here. So yeah, that's what I ate. You know. That's what I ate. And then after this stream, I'm going to have me a protein bar and an apple. And then after today, pizza! It's the weekend. I'm having a pizza today. I've been experimenting with trying to like eat a lot more the day before I work out because sometimes that works for me. But I think the biggest factor for having energy when you're working out is sleep. I'm trying to narrow it down. Like when I have these days where I get like a little bit lethargic and struggle, it's like what's it? And I think it's sleep. It really feels like I need to just get like a solid 8 hours of sleep and then I'm all good. You get so excited about pizzas as Alpen glow up. Yeah, you got to treat yourself. I'm doing this like once a week thing. Sometimes I don't even bother though. Sometimes I just give it 2 weeks. But I'll have either a curry or a takeaway pizza. Another one I've been tempted for is takeaway Chinese. But I'm not really actually that big on Chinese. I love home cooking, more Chinese oriented dishes. But takeaway, I find it to be not very satisfying. And not very filling. Like, I remember when I last saw my mates, which is depressing. Thank you, lockdown. We had takeaways, and I had a Chinese. And I literally got like two tubs of something or other, rice, some extras, prawn crackers. Like, I had a lot of stuff to eat, and it just didn't fill me up. And I don't know why. I always feel that with Chinese food. It never feels fully satisfying. Like takeaway Chinese. So yeah, like I'm always a little bit tempted for Chinese, but I don't know. And the general consensus I hear is like, isn't takeaway Chinese like supposed to be like pretty unhealthy? Because the healthy thing is always a bit of a weird, you know, how is it cooked, whatever. But I've always been under the impression that takeaway Chinese is like one to avoid, you know. I thought the same at curries, but people were telling me the other day that curries are all right, and that cooking with lots of ghee is actually not too bad. Apparently, it's a healthy butter. So, why the dead bushes? For details, try dim sum. You'll definitely be filled up. Dim sum, eh? I'm gonna make a note. Actually, I don't know when I'll eat Chinese, but maybe I'll write that down somewhere and remember it. Apparently it has crazy amounts of sodium, people are saying. Oh, because it's got lots of salt. Salt and sodium seem to be the words in chat. Butter isn't healthy, says Logical Delusion. I don't think it's that it's healthy or not. I think it's like how, I don't know, how like the type of butter I think is important. Like there's this erroneous assumption that fat is bad with food. Like if ever you see like low fat foods, you should probably avoid that because it probably means it's been more processed than just having the actual food. Fat isn't exactly bad. It's like knowing what you're eating, really. And yeah, like butter isn't particularly unhealthy. It's just it's easy to put a lot of butter in cakes and those sorts of treats, right? That kind of association, and then it makes it fatty, which means it's higher in calories. But if you're like calculating, if you know what you're eating, like cooking with a bit of butter isn't bad. I sometimes cook with some garlic butter, like spinach cooked in garlic butter, which I'm probably going to do tomorrow now. But, you know, it's like it's not really that bad. You just got to realize that it's higher in calories. Fat is the highest in calories, and so when you have this stuff that's had the fat taken out of it, it means that you have more carbohydrates, and you know, depending on your physiology, some people respond better to, you know, carbohydrates or to fats. I think if you're like relatively active, carbohydrates seem to not be so bad, but if you're sedative, maybe you sit on your bum a bit too much, like carbohydrates, I think the general idea is that they get they turn into energy but for a shorter amount of time, so then they get stored as fat quicker. Whereas fats last as energy that's available to you for a lot longer. But hey, it's all, I don't know, it's an incredibly like person-specific and detailed topic with tons of opinions on it. And just from my own personal experience, I don't really feel like I like need to be like low carb or low fat, but I definitely use carbs to like fuel up before exercise. More calories isn't bad, it's how you get it. Okay, so again, like incredibly complex topic, right? And there's so many different ways to look at it. Like, more calories can be bad if you don't want to eat in a surplus every day. So you can eat, you know, the healthiest foods, but if you're eating way more than you need to, you can still put on weight. It all depends about goals, right? You can eat less calories and lose weight, but you can do it in an unhealthy way by eating fast food and junk food, you know? Let's catch up with these noises in the ear, because I'm ridiculously far behind. Archangel for 3 months. Tremolo Epic with the Prime. Hip Hop Killer 1000 with the cheers and the bits. Marto N Tilt with the Prime. Oh, Hip Hop, I didn't read your message. This statement is false. Okay. Okay, it's false, is it? Is full streaming today? I don't know. Darkomans 099 for 18 months. Funky Coaster for 29. Grand Pachita with the Prime. A Kid and Plays MC for 10 months. Thank you for the lovely message, by the way. We've got Remo Low STV. 2 months. Odin Shreds with cheers and bits, saying Chinese food spikes your blood sugars, which spikes your insulin, which makes you super hungry. Dr. Berg talks about it on YouTube. Dr. Berg. Odin Shred, do you know what Dr. Berg is a doctor of? He's a chiropractor. He is not a nutritionist. Just thought you should know. But anyway, that statement is relatively correct. So the idea would be that the Chinese food is cooked with a lot of sugar, right? And the whole insulin response, yeah, it makes sense. I see what you're saying, because when you have sugary foods, when I have them, when I have treats, they always make me want to eat more. That's the whole problem with sugary stuff, right? Let's go get some cactuses now. But, you know, some of the dishes I choose, they don't feel particularly sugary, but sometimes it's not always obvious how much sugar's in what you're eating. There's sugar in all sorts of stuff, right? There's also fructose and natural sugars, not just processed sugars. But one of my favourite things from Chinese would be sweet and sour chicken balls, right? So the chicken balls are cooked in all like dough and flour, and then the sweet and sour sauce is probably loaded with sugar. That's probably where that comes from. We got our beds. Person in chat who's worried about my bed. But yeah, that could be a good reason why. Too much protein also turns into sugar, says Red Class 1. I've never heard that before. And I eat a lot of protein. That almost doesn't sound like it makes sense, but I don't know. I've just never heard that before. Okay, where are we? Turtles Fly with a donation saying, can't believe I watched you since Season 2 and now joined again after missing Season 5 and 6. By the way, I was wondering if you're playing Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, I'm not playing any games other than this at the moment. I'm not even playing Final Fantasy anymore. Just playing Minecraft. I got to this boss fight, Rude, and I just can't beat it, and I was just like, ugh. Just want to take a break now. Yeah, I've just been watching stuff on my treadmill instead of playing games at the moment. Straight up protein does not turn into sugar, says SJJ. Yeah, that's what I would have thought. It sounded like a very odd statement, and considering like how long I've been listening to people talk about food and diet and not heard that before, it seems a bit odd. It seems really odd. I'm pretty skinny, but I don't do much exercise. What do you recommend to put on weight? Says Maxfire. Well, I'd recommend doing exercise for your health anyway. But, you know, eat healthy is always the way. But if you're looking to put on a little bit of extra weight, maybe you don't want to do the whole calculating calories and all this kind of stuff, right? Avocados, you know, a great source of healthy fat. And they're quite dense in calories because of that. So I'd recommend, like, putting some avocados in your salads. Maybe that'll help you put on a little bit of weight. And also, you know, make sure you're eating a reasonable amount of protein as well. Just like, you don't have to be into like bodybuilding to eat protein and stuff. It's like the building block of building, right, in your body. And everyone needs to maintain their body, and protein is a key part of that. You probably noticed if you've been around a few years, like the last 3 to 5 years, like protein's become a bit of a buzzword on food. So now you'll see like high in protein, and Snickers and Mars have like shifted to say, you know, they've got protein inside as well. There's protein in pretty much most stuff, right? And then varying different amounts. But yeah, making sure you get a good amount of protein in is a good idea. Avocado on toast is lovely, says Alan Animal. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. What's your opinion on protein supplements like whey, says Coleslaw? Well, the key word is supplement. They are supplemental. That's the main thing. I have a little bit of whey every day. Casein. Slow digesting. I eat it at the end of the day. But it's supplemental. It's not as good as getting a proper protein from a food source, right? So it's kind of in there because, you know, it can just be a little bit more convenient to eat, right? Make a new channel called Asuma Eats and then just talk about healthy foods, says Mouse. I could do that. I could talk about food all day long, couldn't I? Alright, Turtles Fly, thank you for your donation. Appreciate it, dude. Tinker77 Live is here with 3 months of resubscribing, saying finally able to catch the stream. Well, good to have you with us. And Humbly B is here for 33 months in a row. And can you believe it? I'm caught up with all of those noises in that eardrum. And that's enough cactus for us. We're gonna scamper back to the portal. Stress is quite into fitness, says Iceland. Yeah, Stress is into fitness, isn't she? And I know Efo talks about doing some body weight working out. I don't know who else of the hermits is into it. But I am mad into it, and I found a way to increase the amount of working out I'm doing that is kind of ridiculous. So usually I just work out like any regular person would, right? Go to the gym, except my gym is in my house, and do your session for a couple of hours, right? But what I do in between... Oh yeah, Mumbo's into it as well. He's like into a lot of activity stuff, isn't he? Yeah. But what I've now discovered is that, like, throughout the day, I'll pop on my treadmill for like 20 minutes at a time. I probably spend about an hour on the treadmill every day. And now what I'm doing is I'm breaking up my time on the treadmill and doing exercises in between. Like this morning, I just did 5 sets of about 12 pull-ups in between 5 minutes on the treadmill. So do a set of pull-ups, 5 minutes on the treadmill, do another set, and I'm really finding it's like a great way to increase the overall volume of what I'm doing just by it being happening throughout the day. Like imagine if your gym session was just split up, so there was like 2 hours in between every exercise you did or group of exercises. Like that rest time gives you like better performance. So now that's like my new edge. And I'm always just looking for like a new edge. Like a new way to do more. And so that's my new one. It's just like breaking up like an exercise or a superset in between the treadmill. Just hop off the treadmill after 5 minutes and go do all of that and then come back again. It's good. And what's really good about it is when you're working out, like you want to warm up your body and get blood flowing through it, and you know, so it can get to the muscles and whatnot. And like you're just keeping that tempo going when you're on the treadmill. So yeah, it feels really effective. I've only been doing it for a little while, but now I'm starting to think, rather than me being like, oh, I'm going on the treadmill, what shall I do in between? I should actually start to like program it in so I can look at all the different parts of my body that I'm hitting and like what frequency, and then make sure I'm doing things like sort of planned, because then you can recover better. Do you do yoga, says D-Dig? Yeah, I do yoga. At the moment, like every other day. Look at this. This is okay, I'm going to destroy those 2 blocks. There we go, that solves that problem. Anyway, the reason that I'm putting this cactus and stuff down is because a lot of this area that we're in right now was actually grass, and so it's just plain sand. And so now we're just putting down these everywhere. We got a noise in the ear from that guy Sai with a donation saying, "Hi X, loving the stream. The only thing that I have to watch as I am stuck in bed with a terrible virus right now, but here's a little something to say thanks to the entertainment." Dude, thank you for the donation, man, and I hope you get better as soon as possible. You take it easy. When you're ill, just, you know, you want to take the time to recover, right? Benny Boy says, "I wish I had your motivation for fitness." Peeps, tell Benny Boy it's not motivation. What is it? Surely all y'all should know by now. I'm waiting, chat. Come on. I know there's a little bit of delay here. Discipline. Thank you. Self-discipline. Drowsy Lapra. Someone listens. Discipline. Peeps. It's not motivation. It's discipline. I love this analogy that I've picked up on recently, right? When you're a kid, your parents tell you to brush your teeth. Tell you to brush your teeth. Oh, I don't want to brush my teeth. I want to go to bed. Actually, kids don't want to go to bed, do they? They want to stay up all night. Your parents are drilling in, you've got to do this because it's important to brush your teeth every day. Okay? Now, depending on what your goals are, the way you eat or exercise or whatever it is important in that bigger picture. But discipline is like, you don't have anyone else over your shoulder telling you what to do. You've got to be that person now. You've got to be the one that goes, I know this is better for me. And therefore you go and do it. Right? So it's not about motivation. However, what I will say is, when you get disciplined at doing these things, they change. They don't feel like chores anymore. They start to feel like your routine or that thing that you do. And then sometimes you do actually get like bursts of motivation. I had one the other day where I was just like really excited to do my workout, and sometimes it's a bit more like, oh, feeling a bit lazy today, but you do it anyway. That's the discipline. And it's like when you were told to do your homework or brush your teeth when you were a kid. Something that's good for you, it's important, you got to do it, but you know you're gonna slack off if no one's over there looking over your shoulder, and now you got to be your own parent. And so that's what discipline is. All right, it's doing what's hard and difficult and looking out for yourself because no one else is doing that, right? Me Jint says, why did I start working out? I mean, I got a general sense that it was like good for my body, right? Like I wanted to get healthier, I was starting to think about all that kind of stuff. Hey, look, I missed a bit over here. Oh, I've still got some sand, amazing. And also I was like deep into Henry Rollins and his music and all his spoken word, and he would talk about working out, and that kind of like just pushed me to give it a try. I got like a bench and some dumbbells and did some basic movements. Didn't know what I was doing and didn't really enjoy it much at first, but just kind of felt like I needed to do something. Black Flag says Zoink. Yeah, that Henry Rollins. I forgot to brush my teeth. Thanks for reminding me, says Extreme Punk. No problem, dude. No problem. Keep up your hygiene, yo. Disturbed Puppy says Henry Rollins is great. I wholeheartedly agree. Very inspiring person. Another person who's sort of inadvertently a proponent of discipline. Probably wouldn't talk about it in the same way that I would, but like you kind of pick up on it, how he talks about the things that he does. You're gonna realise there's an element of that, right? Okay, how does it all look now? It's probably going to look like blatantly fresh and random because all the cactuses are going to be kind of like new. It does look a little bit like if you look at the distribution over here, there's like nothing in these spots, and then over here is all of a sudden loads of it. Yeah, I think I might have to chop down some of the cactus, but I'm gonna like let it settle and then do all of that kind of stuff later, right? And also, I want to build a path leading out of there, which will probably come through this little spot. I don't know where that path's going to go. Down and across somewhere over there. Alright, so we've got Fishbone with the subscription, Cubby Tubby with the Prime, Blind Nicknamer 5478 for 22 months. Saying, have you ever played any trading card games like Magic the Gathering? Keep up the great work. I have not. Apart from the Pokemon one, I played that when I was a kid, and I thought it was pretty fun, even though everyone traded the cards. I did have a massive bunch of Magic the Gathering cards, and I can't quite remember how I got them, but I remember how I got rid of them. I was in America, I brought them with me for some reason. This was when I was like a kid, and it was the first time we'd gone to America. And I just gave them away to someone else. There was just this kid at a bus stop who was playing with them, and I was like, do you want these? I don't want them. And they were like, alright. I just gave them all away. Blind Nick, thank you for your 22 months. We've got Red Hulk, 22 with the Prime, and Tom Chelsea, 101 with the Prime as well. Thank you ever so much. Appreciate it. So yeah, I never really played it, but I had some cards, and I used to like flick through them and look at them and stuff and thought they were interesting, but didn't ever play it. Where's my bed at? Is there a stream torch, says Ren. I said I was going to keep it on my hotbar and I never did. That's trading, says the quiet one. No, that's called just giving stuff away. That's just me giving stuff away. That's all that ever was. Now, some of the other things I was going to do this stream was attend to this road a little bit, but no surprise. You know, you're ambitious, but always too ambitious on a stream. I've never been to America. I've never left Ohio, says Great Day Jay. Well, Ohio is in America, right? Oh, wait, that is the right way. I thought I might have been going the wrong way for a second then. What is the snowflake badge? Oh, I don't know. What one is that? I see it. I might remember a little better. Ohio is its own dimension. Oh, people are commenting on Ohio being different from the rest of America. Well, America is an incredibly diverse place. It's massive. There's all sorts of different cultures and groups of people all over the place, right? Each part of America is kind of its own thing. I think I would absolutely love traveling across America, and this pandemic stuff obviously has changed the nature of travel, but that's something I'd love to do one day. Is just like go to all, is it 52 or 54 states? That'd be pretty cool. There's bad news here, isn't there? $50 states, okay. 50 states and territories, got it. Did you get your shulker box? Yeah, we got the shulker box back. Get gorgeous! Look at this. What a beautiful blimp. But there's a false for mayor. Wait, I'm confused. I'm confused. Okay, I had a vague sense of worry that standing on the pressure plate might pop it off. Ren's still got his blue glasses on. I think Ren's ready to go, and I kind of finished doing what I was doing, right? There you go, Ren's going to take you over 5 minutes early. You lucky devils, you get 5 extra minutes of the Ren Diggity Dog. So what have I got to say? A massive thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered. Your support is appreciated. 5,500 of you coming out to hang out with me. Be sure to hit the follow button, peeps. And the rest of the day continues with the Ren Diggity Dog. Remember, you can go to livestream.hermitcraft.com to see the full schedule and get your Hermitcraft action all day long. But anyway, that is it from me. Hit that raid button in chat, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.